How do I create the wow factor in a resume or a CV? Today, I'm going to answer one of the most pressing career questions. How do I create that wow factor with my resume or my CV? Now, let's be honest. Most resumes, most CVs don't wow anybody. I rarely see a resume, a CV that wows me. And I know what hiring influencers are looking for. They're boring lists of job duties. They're generic and they look like they were written in a rush. Zero thought is often put into this very important document. It's make or break for you. Then people wonder why their phone never rings. The truth is simple. If your resume doesn't make a recruiter or a hiring manager sit up in the first 6 to 7, 8 seconds, you've lost that chance. I'm Martin Buckland, a global executive resume and CV writer and a global executive career management practitioner. I manage and advance the careers of senior executives across the world. Let me clear something up. The wow factor has nothing to do with gimmicks. No fancy borders, no graphics pulled off a $10 template you can get off of the internet. No rainbow colors. Recruiters don't hire you because your resume looks like a brochure or looks pretty. We're not in the pretty game. The wow factor means your document instantly conveys some credibility, some value, and some impact. You need to create that power. It's a sales tool. You only have one chance to make that first impression. You're not memorializing what you've been responsible for. You're selling the results, the metrics that you have delivered. That shift in mindset is where the wow factor starts. Think about your resume, your CV as a billboard on a highway. Drivers don't stop to read long text. They glance, they decide, and they move on. The first third of the page is your billboard. This space should scream, here's who I am. Here's what I stand for, and here's why I matter. So that's where the personal brand statement comes in. 15, 17, or 19 words capturing your unique promise of value. For example, transforms and aligns people, processes, and systems, delivers improved insights, drives the right strategic choice to hit the vision. That woman got herself into six job offers. That's a headline. That's a personal brand. That's a differentiator. That is wow. If you've got an executive MBA, a CFA, or any other credential that adds weight to your story, it belongs at the top, above the fold. Don't bury your differentiators on page 2 or page 3. So recruiters, executive recruiters skim. They don't study, they just skim. Make it possible for them to don't make it impossible for them to miss what sets you apart, your differentiator. This is where most learned professionals fail. They confuse the resume, the CV with a job description, telling me who you were responsible for managing budgets is totally meaningless. What did you achieve with those budgets? So here's a formula that you need to embrace. STAR, situation, task, action, result. STAR. Every bullet should follow that logic. Situation, what was the challenge? Task, what was expected? Action, what did you do? Result, what measurable impact did you have? So instead of that boring, responsible for leading a team, write something like this. Directed a 15-person global team to deliver a 5.5 million digital transformation project, 20% under budget, saving $12 million per annum. That's the wow factor. Results in numbers, percentages, or the financial impact. Those details make you stand out in a sea of vague responsibilities. Language matters. Every bullet should start with a strong action verb. Words like orchestrated, accelerated, negotiated, spearheaded. So avoid those limp openers like helped, assisted, participated. Nobody wants a helper. They want a leader. They want a driver. They want a finisher. Power verbs instantly give your achievements more punch. So make sure you have power action verbs. A wow resume CV isn't just human friendly, it's technology friendly too. Most large employers use applicant tracking systems, otherwise known as ATS. So if your resume, your CV is trapped inside with headers, footers, text boxes, or fancy shading, the system simply won't read it. You're gone. Recruiters won't even see your details, who to contact, your name, your telephone number, etc. Keep the formatting clean and professional. Standard fonts, no logos, no graphs, no graphics. Use bullets sparingly and consistently. 3 pages, 3 full pages is perfectly acceptable for executives across the world. 2 pages for mid-career professionals. Clarity beats creativity every time when it comes to formatting. Formatting is crucial. So one generic resume won't cut it. Each role deserves a degree of tailoring. Pull keywords from the job description, industry terms, leadership qualities, technical skills, and weave them naturally into the document. This isn't a keyword stuffing. It's aligning your story with the employer's needs. A recruiter can immediately see you've taken the time, the effort to connect the dots. That alone sets you apart from many other applicants firing the same document to 50 postings. No generic, never, never, never. Customize it all the time. Here's something most candidates forget. Your resume, your CV should look forward as much as it looks back. Employers want to know where you're heading. If you're aiming for a global role, an international role, show that international exposure. If you want to step into a board director position or thinking about board director position, highlight governance, achievements, audits. Position yourself for the role you want, not just the one you've had. A few bonus points that push your resume, your CV from good to great. Consistency. Dates, titles, and company names must align perfectly. Any sloppiness kills that credibility. Keywords. Think the business, functional, industry, skill specific related keywords, buzzwords. Recruiters scan for these instantly, so does that ATS. Testimonials, a short, sharp quote from a performance review or a LinkedIn recommendation can act like social proof. White space. Don't cram, but on the other hand, don't have too much white space. Let your words breathe. So how do you create that wow factor with your resume or your CV? Lead with your personal brand, that 15, 17, or 19 word statement. Quantify achievements, no responsibilities. Use power verbs that show impact, that impress the reader. Format each one for the humans and the ATS alike. Tailor, customize for each opportunity you apply for. Point your career story towards the future. Do these consistently, and your resume, your CV, won't just make it to the stack, it will rise to the very top of that stack. And that's where you want to be. You want to be memorable. I'm Martin Buckland, a global executive resume writer. If you feel your resume doesn't have that wow factor, let me provide you with a free, no obligation resume CV critique, 30 minutes, 30 minutes over Zoom. Please email your resume to the address below here. And remember, your career is your business. You need to manage it like a business. So many people don't. And they're going to be in problems if we go into a recession. Also, I have a very extensive YouTube channel, Martin, last name Buckland, Martin Buckland. Please go to visit that and press the subscribe button. And I'm more than happy to help. If you got any videos you want me to shoot, please email me and I'll shoot them relating to anything to do with executive career management. But in the meantime, if you want a resume, please email it to the address below and we will set up a Zoom meeting, 30 minutes. It doesn't matter where you live in the world, for sometime next week or the week after. Have a great weekend.